starting off high.
So we can get a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
You had accountability. Now, what I can...
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where, give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
trust human to raise back wolves.
Before I would trust a pack of humans to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings, on this 200th episode of Do Fools Agree.
I guess I'll be me today.
Will you be you? And then also joining us tonight, back for the first time in season 6, Maximus Foximus. Matt Fox.
Foxy Brown.
It's been a minute, fellas.
It has been a minute. How you been?
Oh, living the dream, man.
LTD. You know what my response is to that? Living the dream. Oh. You know what my response? You know what my response generally is to that comment, though?
Somebody's.
You know, somebody's, or nightmares are dreams too.
Yeah, they certainly are. I just keep telling myself I got to dream bigger, man.
Right, no doubt.
Nobody taught me that.
That wasn't part of the study guide.
You know, nobody taught me how to do that.
Why is that not a class in high school? You know what I'm saying? Dream bigger.
Nation of workers, not
right, because they're not trying to create thinkers. They're trying to create drones.
Well, here we'll kick it off with an advert.
Run it.
Why isn't personal finance a class in every fucking grade, starting from I want to say
it should be kindergarten.
Fifth through.
Nah, start in kindergarten. Teach them about how to save money, or tell them the value of money. Make them understand what it means to buy something.
With my son, but I don't know if he's getting it. You know,
I get it. It took a while, but Andrew gets it. Right.
You can have all this candy now, or you can stack it, and then you'll have more candy later.
I use Legos.
Legos work too.
I don't think Legos give an immediate incentive, though. Candy, you're like, I want that candy.
This is true. It is a powerful incentive.
But Legos, it's like, damn, I got to save up 3 weeks of Legos just to be able to build,
That's why I just tell them, this is all Lego money. All money is Lego money.
I like it.
Yeah, that'll break them quick. That'll break them too quick. Then they'll be like an adult at the age of 5. Like, I don't want to do this for these Legos. I ain't going to be able to have nothing.
They're not cheap anymore.
Listen.
They are not.
The fuck?
Oh, man. No, I mean, I think there are lessons that you can start to teach as early as kindergarten. And then by the time you get to high school, it should be credit cards, managing a budget, managing investments.
Investments, compounding interest. Why are they saving this stuff for secondary education?
Debt to equity ratio, and what that means in terms of your ability to get credit and those kind of things.
There's this dude I've been listening to that did a breakdown on what, particularly parents, and how they're setting themselves up and their children up for failure. Where you move to the nice neighborhood to put your kids in the nice school, and you pay all this extra money for all that stuff. When if you were to go the other route and just move to the regular neighborhood and take all that extra money and invest it for your kids, by the time they're 30, they'll be millionaires.
Right.
And then what would they do with that? And how much better off would their life be?
Right.
But there's also something to be said for, and I'm a snob when it comes to education. So I am one of those parents. even though I don't live in the good neighborhood, I pay for the house in the good neighborhood, and that's where my child goes to school. And it is like he is identified as gifted and those kind of things, so he is getting more opportunity in terms of those learning opportunities that I think he might be able to get at other schools. But to your point, I think all schools offer something like that. It's just the quality of what that is, and I think from that perspective too, like I kind of let them know as well, like we pay for you to go to that school, and the reason why you've got that close group of friends and everybody that's around you is because we're paying to put you there. And so when he asked for something outside of school or outside of what I would call like his extracurriculars and stuff, he has gotten the answer lately of, nah, that's you, dude. I also give him the opportunity to earn money. Like when I was coaching, he was allowed to come be water boy for a game, and he got $20 an hour for the 4 or 5 hour games.
They didn't pay us shit back in the day, man.
Right, no doubt. But at least it's teaching him that he has to do something to earn it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
How old is he now?
He is 9.
9?
He'll be 10 in
Time
April.
flies, man. Jeez.
Fucking decade, man.
My son just turned 5.
Goes quick.
It does, but he hasn't started kindergarten. He had that weird birthday.
Okay,
yeah.
Kind of how karma
So,
was.
like 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks late cost me an extra $15,000 in
Daycare. No
That's
doubt.
Bullshit. But no, I mean, I'm wondering, is it worthwhile to send him to, the private school to get that better education?
It depends on what district you're in. I mean, are you what?
Pickerington,
Pickerington's fine.
I guess what's the plan?
I want him to have a great education, but
Right, but I said, okay, so the reason why I asked that question is because I saw something that kind of stuck with me on Instagram, and it was this dude, it was a black dude, and he was talking about a friend that he had that was Indian, and he was like, he was talking to his friend, and his friend was like, what's your child gonna be when they grow up? And he was like, I don't know, whatever they want to be. And he said, you mean you don't have an idea of what you want them to do with their life when they grow up? And he was like, nah, I just want them to, have, be a good person, have a decent job. And he said, but if you don't put any idea or plan forth for your child, you leave room for failure. Because if there's nothing that you're ever striving to, then you don't ever attack anything the way you should be. So he said, I knew before I even had my son was going to be a doctor. And that way you can plan
This was
out
the
that
this was
for
the
them.
Indian. Yeah, of course it was.
Of course it was.
I mean, you see that a lot in Asian cultures. It's like
Right.
everybody starts at a very young age.
But you also see a very high success, yes, but you also see a very high burnout rate and a high suicide rate.
Right.
I mean, but you're gonna see that, yeah. Anytime you're
Like that was a legit thing at CMU, was those high achievers when they finally hit something that they can't do right away.
well,
It's
see,
depression.
I
and
feel like
it's-
that's where sports comes into play.
I agree with that 110%.
Sports teaches you to pace yourself, but I mean, I feel like anytime you're confronted with any sort of high pressure situation, you're gonna have those people.
Yeah, that's fair.
Certain ones burn out, certain ones give up, certain ones do that, but the ones that are meant to be doing it usually don't have any issues throughout. You know how people say they were made for this. Certain people are made for those situations.
No, I think that's fair too.
I did see where the benefit of that comes into play. Like, I do understand, like, leaving it up to your child is a wild notion when you think about it. You don't leave anything else up to your child.
Right.
So why would you leave their career path up to them?
I mean, the ultimate reason why you do that is ultimately it's their happiness, right?
But you're not going to be happy at all.
Fair.
And I don't even mean to say
These are the life another lesson they should be teaching in kindergarten.
I don't even mean to say that. I don't even mean to say that from a cynical standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Because
Sounded cynical.
I mean, it is. It very much so is. But let's be honest. Me and Monk was talking about it the other day, and I was saying, like, a good plan I would have is if I could come up with $300,000, and I could pay you, me, and CT annual salary, pay for a press pass for one of the three of us, and we did this like ESPN, where there was no one day a week. We did it daily. for a certain amount of time, eventually we would feel like, I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's your dream, it will start to feel like work.
Yeah, it will.
Whether it's music, whether it's whatever you do, it will start to feel like work. So there is no happiness at the end of the day. Whatever you pick is going to feel like, fuck, I don't feel like doing this today.
Yeah.
So
what's the old adage, though? I mean, do something you love and the money will
You'll never work a day in your life.
You'll never work a day in your life. Exactly. And you may not make $1 million. Well, if you like woodworking and, carving things with a lathe, like
right.
Nobody's blowing up Wall Street with that shit.
No, I definitely
some of the
agree.
happiest people I've ever met in my life.
I definitely agree, but there's only so much room for whittlers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not buying wood sculptures.
Rich people do.
Right? And I guarantee
they pay top dollar for that shit.
And I guarantee the most successful whittler isn't the best whittler. It's the one in the best area for people to purchase.
I mean, these days though, with an online presence, you can sell to people in India,
wherever.
You're right. You are right.
I mean, that is the promise, right? Like, that was always the promise of the internet, was the long tail and being able to find the niche things and be able to buy and sell the niche.
But I feel like internet from an ethereal standpoint would be perfect for that, right? But everybody can't afford it, so it's not that simple. It's not like motherfuckers is just...
No, because you still have to sway the algorithm to get people there. You still need the marketing dollars or whatever.
And then
the
what
viral
if you're an EBT
moment,
kid? Like, we on food stamps and shit. You think my mom can afford high-speed internet for me to be sending out, Like, it doesn't work that way. So even that is tough.
Yeah.
It's only to the select few that can afford it. And it's just that we're blessed enough to be in that select few.
The unfortunate reality is that most people end up doing something for a living that wasn't their dream.
Right.
Very few people, I would say less.
Because certain things have to be done.
Right.
Bills need paid.
Construction has to be done.
Another life lesson that kids aren't getting at a very young age is do it now when you're 18 to 25. You can fail all you want, and you're going to be fine. What, you get kicked out on the street, you live in the back of your car, you don't have no kids, you have, you're basically off the fucking grid. Maybe you got some student loan debt, although I'm never going to let them. I never signed in one fucking student loan for my kids. Not one. You were going to work your way through school. I'll help you as much as I can, but not one loan. I'm still.
What is school going to be by then, though?
Hopefully gone.
I mean, honestly, though, because right now we know that this current curriculum that they have isn't successful.
I think it depends on what you're talking about. I do think that if you're looking in a specialized field,
vocational school.
Yeah. Vocational makes a
lot of sense too. But I think that, to your point, like this general education, this liberal arts education,
hey, I had a liberal arts education, and I value a lot of what I got out of that. But at the same time, I was just talking to somebody the other day about this. I have never once used my degree in my professional life. Everything I have, that has made me successful professionally, post college, I learned on the job.
Experience.
Oh, no doubt. I went to a relatively elite business school, like Tepper School at Carnegie Mellon.
And
I didn't use any of that shit, and those connections didn't even get me in the door where I got in. Fucking St. Charles.
Business, like I did business too.
Yeah.
But again, business, my understanding of how business works and balance this,
the bookend of it is not what makes the man in that.
It's interesting to know because it gives you insight as to what management's thinking, what leadership's thinking.
It can.
At the same time, it's I didn't need any of that stuff to push forward.
Yeah.
I mean, most of that shit most of it there you don't need.
Right. Well, no, and that's kind of my point. There is, fortunately, and again, kind of circling back to the small business aspect of it all, there's software that'll run that shit for you. And yes, you should know it well enough to be able to spot a massive error.
Right.
But a lot of that stuff is even large companies now are outsourcing that shit to AI.
Well, my dad's adage on math, because I always used to bitch about math back in school, But the calculator can do it. And his line was always, you need to know this so that you know that they're not bullshitting you.
Right.
Because otherwise they could just tell you this shit, and then you gotta take their word for it.
Well, and
I got the calculator. You don't, huh?
Yeah. No, I have to do a longhand to make sure that the calculator is telling me the right thing. Okay, that is legit. Okay.
Well,
shit, I still count my money at the ATM. I don't care. I know it's a black thing, but hey, I do it. The fuck, I need to make sure while I'm here, all my ducats is accounted for.
No, I will say that's probably the only thing I think that I got in school, and it's not even what I ended up majoring in. Like, the stuff that I learned about computers, programming, that kind of stuff, made me know enough to be in a business side role as a project manager and question IT every step of the way.
Right. So
I know enough to be dangerous, and I know enough to ask questions. I don't know enough to code anymore. Like, Cliff will tell you, back when we were young, I was running 4 or 5 different stupid little websites.
Even when we were talking before the podcast started, AI is all the coders are gone.
Right.
10 years
See,
from now.
I just feel like the world is just becoming so fake. Like, if I'm being honest, it's almost like you're setting it up. Why wouldn't AI take us out?
Right.
There's no use for us. Like, everybody, like, this whole AI thing too, and with the technology, it's just, we talked about it. It's championing mediocrity. You don't have to do anything yourself. All I have to do is come up with an idea, and I can feed it into a machine that'll do it for me. But if that machine goes down, are you the creative that can still
put it together?
You know what I'm saying?
The machine breaks down, we break down.
But it doesn't have to. See, there's a lot of people out there that the powers that be are gambling on it. But it's a lot of people out there that's like, I've been waiting on the machine to break down. This is now my time to thrive.
All those guys in Montana.
It's a lot. It's a lot. More
I mean, they
you
just
think.
found like some record number of homemade explosive devices in Virginia. So, in an FBI raid, 2 days ago?
I did not see that one.
Listen, that's a setup.
Don't get me wrong.
The FBI ain't finding no shit that they didn't plant themselves.
Is anybody buying this whole thing? The guy that ran over the kids in
no, because you know why I really
they
ain't buying
found
it.
Homemade explosive making materials in his home. Like,
So you think false flag?
I definitely
Or do you think it didn't happen at all?
No, I think it happened.
Just to make it terrorism. You know what I mean?
No, I think it happened, but I think it's being portrayed. I think, like what Matt said.
If he's reloading his own rounds, he's got a bunch of gunpowder downstairs. Yes, okay, he's got enough gunpowder to make a stick of dynamite. All of a sudden, he can make a pipe bomb,
explosives,
right? And, ergo, he's a terrorist.
Right.
They broad brush everything with that just to give the.
But they didn't broad brush the fucking Tesla Cybertruck blowing up out in front of Trump Tower.
My buddy brought up a good point with that too. It's like, dude was shot in the head, but those things are self-driving. Somebody could have waxed him out.
Exactly. Right. And I feel like they would have did that if he was Middle Eastern complected.
Right.
They had one with the dude in New Orleans because they was like, fits the description of everything that we said was a terrorist.
All the boxes.
He doesn't even have to be one, and he's one already. You're going to call him one if he wasn't one.
Right.
Just because he ran over more than 5 people, all of a sudden takes it to a new level.
He could have been drunk. He could have had a seizure behind the wheel. Anything could have took place. Now,
except for the fact he was firing out right. I'm with you up
thing.
until the point he jumps out and starts firing
That's
off
when
shots.
Things changed. Well, maybe he woke up from his seizure and seen police and thought it set it off time. Shit, I must have did something.
But he obviously did not get our memo from 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Right, take that to a corporate building.
Right.
Take that to a headquarters.
About that? I figured you did.
Yeah, well, it was a day of.
To a headquarters, G. Like that, I just don't get it. Like you would hurt the people that don't make no difference.
Right.
That can't make no changes at all. When if you really that wild, that crazy that you want to do something, do it to somebody that can make something happen.
Or was he just like, dude? Did you see that video of that dude in Portland?
This is the MK Ultra shit.
No. The guy that he had like a dash cam that showed him there was some marathon or something going on in Portland. This is from like last year.
Reeds, chime in.
No, it's a hilarious video, hilariously terrifying. But the guy is like, every exit is blocked on the freeway, and this guy is like having a really shit day. You can tell he's on the phone with somebody, And he's just like, he's trying to get across
I
town.
think I know what you're
He
talking
can't get
about.
across town, and like at one of the exits, he just loses his shit. He's like, fuck this! And just like runs the barricade. And dude, pulled some crazy ass maneuvers, man. I was rather impressed. But then he like busts through like 3 different like construction barricades, driving up on a hill at 45-degree angle, getting around all this shit, pops out onto the marathon course. And there's like, because he's got the front facing cam that shows how he's driving, and then he's got the rear one that's showing him. There's a moment on his face where he's just like, and that's when he knew. He fucked up. It's after he hit like the 4th person. He's just like, I may have taken this too far. May have just been dude in New Orleans was on that same kind of level of frustration. God damn it, all these fucking New Year's people, I gotta just get down the street. Fuck!
But at the same time, bitch,
3 o'clock in the morning.
You knew where he was, what day it was.
Right.
He had somebody he was trying to get to on the other side of town. It was just that bad day, and he lost his shit.
That's what you
Always
say,
possible.
Mama, you gonna have to find your own ride. It's New Year's Eve. It's New Orleans. I'm not.
You know I gotta go down Bourbon Street. That
You
ain't
hear me?
happening.
You gonna have me running niggas over trying to get me. I'm not about to do that.
Oh,
This whole
man.
like the painting of the terrorism thing.
Oh, quick with it.
It's just
I mean, they tried that with the Luigi too.
yeah.
I mean, I think that
No, he's just doing what everybody else
Wants to do.
right. I think the
You
Virginia
might see
shit
a lot more of those.
raises more brows, though, right? Because my speculation was always that they were going to try to do something to implement martial law before the inauguration date. Those acts of terror don't do that.
No,
But
because we've had that before.
you find a record-breaking number of explosives and a plan to implement, plan written by the FBI as well. That all of a sudden makes it to where we gotta lock shit down for a minute.
Yeah.
Martial law coming into play.
All of DC becomes a green zone again.
Listen, I mean, I don't know how. I don't know if they have enough time to do something like that.
I mean, they're certainly within their power to create a circumstance.
But I guess my question would be: do you think that the people would be like, "Nah, gee, we know"?
That's when they're going to come out. That's when they're going to come out and tell us that the whole New Jersey drone situation was nuclear material and it's on the loose. And they're like, we're going to have to lock everything down until we find it.
What you mean nuclear material on the loose? Like
I
Willy
don't
Wonka
know.
and the Chocolate Factory bubbles just floating out in the sky? A nuclear, like what?
Dude, we talked about this on the drone episode. You were disengaged.
Can we recap, please? Because like I'm so disengaged with the drone thing. I saw the feeds.
I am too.
I was just like I skipped over them. I just swiped right. So I'm so
That's what I've been
disinterested.
So there have been an inordinate number of drone sightings
That I
somewhere
know.
in New Jersey. These are
Like the size
not
of
your
cars.
standard like commercial sized drones. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're more like SUV sized.
But that's where my knowledge stops.
Right.
So one of the theories is because the feds are acting like, well, it's not a foreign agent, it's not our military, we're not really concerned. They're not a threat.
These niggas
They
shot
are
down-
ours. They're just not our U.S. militaries.
These
Like they're a
niggas shot
private
down
company,
weather balloons.
and they are. The theory is that and this is backed up by other government reports. There's nuclear material that went missing in transit to somewhere in New Jersey. Like it showed up,
In
container
transit
showed
with the
up, and there was
drones?
nothing in there. And they're
Hey.
using the drones as basically aerial, trying to hotspot find the materials. They've got
Okay.
things that are sensor based on them.
Gotcha. All right. Okay.
It's a regular episode of 24.
Right.
Fuck is Kiefer.
Where's the bomb?
Fuck is Kiefer Sutherland when you need him?
Dude, I missed that show. That's such a good show.
And
I
then he
watched
turned into
every
the
season of that show.
president with his bitch ass.
Oh, on Designated Survivor.
Yeah.
He was a little soft on Designated
Fucking
Survivor.
He went from the number one agent in the world to a fucking cuck. He thought people were gonna watch this shit. Oh, I give a fuck about what happens in that floozy ass White House. We've been off of that.
Oh man.
I never watched either of those shows.
24 was
I
good.
just saw
24
trailers and shit.
when I was in college. 24 was the show I would walk when I'd be on the either the treadmill or the elliptical.
Is it that old?
And every time,
It's been out for a minute.
And every time Jack Bauer was in trouble, I'd run harder.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. Where's the bomb?
Fucking 24.
Man. All right. Well, only topic I had for tonight. I previewed it with you last episode, Cliff. Matt, I didn't talk to you about it. So 5 years. 5 years. We just finished the 5th season of Do Fools Agree. Show started in 2020, right before COVID hit.
Well, wouldn't this be the 5th?
I was going to say, wouldn't this sound like
2020,
the math, 52,
21, 22, 23, 24,
I mean, should
25 would be season 6.
Okay.
Or unless you guys skip some Fridays.
We did skip some Fridays. So the math on the 200 doesn't work out because we didn't do, it wasn't weekly the last 3 years because we take a 10-week hiatus during high school football.
Sorry, I haven't been
No, it's all
following
good.
very closely.
So yeah, the 200 doesn't math out.
I'm a fire.
But we skipped a show here or there at the end of the year to make sure that this was the 200th episode.
Nice.
So not only is it the 200th, but it wrapped up 5 years, the first 5 years of Do Fools Agree. Cliff, did you give any thought to any of your favorite moments over the first 5 years of doing this show?
I didn't.
You didn't give a shit.
But you should have known. Don't do well with assignments.
How many did you guys do before I was on that first one I was on?
We were probably only like
It was pretty
15.
fresh.
Yeah, you were pretty early on.
Was I the first guest?
Yeah, I don't know if you were the first, but you were definitely up there.
Okay.
Because I think we had like people in town that hopped on with us.
COVID had just popped off, and I had to do it from the garage.
Yeah.
Was he?
He might have been.
He might have been the first.
I don't know. Mel was here at one point for one of those episodes early on too. She
Mel?
was in town, Char's friend.
Oh yeah, but she wasn't on, was she?
Yeah, she was.
Oh yeah, she did bring the
Yeah, she brought us the hat.
in the weed hot sauce, wasn't it?
The weed hot sauce. Yep.
She was on. I don't think she was the first though.
I don't know if she was the first, but she was early on too. I mean, it was probably Malcolm. I don't know. Back then, I might have actually tagged people in the episode. So give me a second.
Yeah.
Matt, what did we talk about the first time you were on?
I think COVID.
Probably.
It's
Probably COVID.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We talked about COVID a lot back in those days.
COVID in the election.
Right.
No,
Let's
shit, I don't
see.
even remember, man.
Oh, can I do the reverse on this? No. They're going to make me scroll through 200.
See, we need a Jamie.
This is
Right.
absolutely right. So the first episode was our Democrippin and Republic Bloodin'.
I remember that one.
Second episode was Kobe.
That still holds true. Even more so now.
Yeah.
Is that when Kobe died?
Yep.
Second episode?
Yep.
We
Two
killed
fools.
Kobe. No, I'm just
The
playing.
two fools discussed the passing of Kobe and Gigi Bryant.
Damn.
That was the second episode.
episode? That
We were
doesn't-
still talking sports on the show at that point, too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Did that die?
Yeah, because we did the sports podcast.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying.
we got hit the showers.
Oh, no. We still do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It just split off into a separate thing.
Matt is the first guest. Matt was the first
Yeah, I
guest.
figured as much.
Quarantine continues April 5th.
Fuck that quarantine.
Yeah, 2020 hindsight, that was some
I ain't
bullshit.
quarantining shit.
I mean, the first 3 months made sense.
Yes, but
You know,
after
we
that-
didn't know what the fuck was going on, but
yeah, I wasn't
man,
pressed on none of that.
But I feel like we definitely did ourselves a disservice by doing that, because the next time one of these like a legit Spanish flu type thing
Right.
comes around,
Ain't
we're
nobody
not
gonna
gonna
believe
take
it.
it seriously at all.
Right, they
and
did that,
we
though.
are gonna be fucked.
They did that. The fuck you gonna put a curfew?
Well,
I
they
ain't
put,
even
like,
here
the
in
most
no fucking
ridiculous-
curfew. I do what I want.
Well, there just wasn't enough like critical examination of like what are we doing here?
No.
We are locking down all society to protect like everybody over 60.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now like my pediatrician is pushing the COVID vaccine for our kids, man. It's just like they're not vulnerable to this shit, man.
No, I agree.
We had it 3
And then-
times in my house, man, and they did like Hendrix anyway. Skated through every fucking time.
Give me a legit COVID vax.
One that actually went through all the proper
Yeah,
testing.
the
and
fact that
everything.
they haven't announced a new company with a vax is beyond me.
Well,
Or that they haven't had like almost like a new PR rollout of it. Like
Right, that's what
now
I mean.
FDA actually
Right,
approved.
right. That's what I mean.
But that's exactly why they can't though.
Well, dude, I listened to a while back. I haven't listened to him lately, but Brett Weinstein, he's an evolutionary biologist at Evergreen State, on Rogan a couple of times. But no,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
You're
it's the Dark Horse podcast. I don't know if he's still doing it or not.
I don't know about that, but I have seen him on Rogan.
He made a fantastic point during all that. Is that you don't vaccinate into the flare up of any pandemic.
What do you mean?
That you don't want to start playing around with trying to cure it when you're still trying to figure out what it is.
Right.
Right.
That you're going
Because if nothing else, you're
it's
almost
still
forcing.
mutating.
You're almost forcing the
more
mutation.
Right.
This is just bad medicine all the way around.
I mean, I feel like that was the eye-opening scenario that let citizens know these motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about.
Well, I think that basically our government is bought and paid for by pharmaceutical companies,
Corporations in general.
by agriculture. Dude, I just watched Farm Inc. 2 on a random.
This was the whole reason that everybody can talk about how crazy and how batshit he is. It's the whole reason I was in support of RFK, because he talked about going after big ag and big pharma.
Well, he said he still
now
is.
he's
Now he's gonna
cabinet,
be right.
Yeah, he said he still is.
I'm interested.
So
to
let's see what happens.
Yeah, like this is gonna be a wild, crazy.
And
fucking ride.
he has flat out said like he doesn't want to. He wants to take away the mandates of vaccines. He doesn't want to take away the vaccines themselves.
Perfect.
We may still have time
Time for what?
for like a martial law situation.
Oh, yeah.
I think about that.
There's still
because
time.
that's that was the perfect statement that made me realize it's not the people in play, but the backers of the people in play that are like, this shit can't go through, G. I don't know what you're gonna do, but it
Right.
can't go through.
What shit can't go through?
FDA, pharmaceutical saying we can't have anybody looking into our shit. Robert Kennedy Jr. said, you better keep all your records
No,
because January 6th I'm coming to check them. And it's a lot of people like, we didn't keep those records when we were supposed to print them bitches, so we can't have this
Yeah.
Right.
here.
We're all gonna end up in jail. Oh no, they're not gonna end up in jail, man.
No, they won't end up in jail.
White collar crime, they don't go to jail.
But even worse, I won't say worse, but their biggest concern, it could topple their industry to the point that money doesn't come in anymore. Motherfucker who has hella bread, number one fear is losing it all.
Oh, no doubt.
Fair.
Well, I mean, that was the whole thing behind why you saw everyone fighting, the concept, even with Obamacare or universal health care. Because as soon as you make that a one-party negotiation, the problem right now is that the fucking health insurance agencies, the healthcare companies, the insurance companies, and the pharmaceutical companies are all owned by the same motherfucking people.
Right. Well, that's
They're all
everything.
vertically integrated.
The same 50 people probably own
Right.
and control all.
That's
what,
everything.
3-5 companies? I'm not even sure how many it is.
Last one I saw was like 8 to 10, but it was all your Merrill Lynch's, your Banks of America, your
It's
BlackRock.
It's the oligopolies
Knock off
that
a
kills
couple
me, man.
Morgans.
Right.
They don't even gotta be related to JP, but a couple Morgans start falling off. JP's family
Don't
like,
talk
they looking for us, motherfucker. We gotta get
don't
right.
start with the banks, then they really come after you.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Jamie Dimon is who you're looking for.
Jamie Dimon.
He's the CEO of Chase.
Yeah, you next, motherfucker.
And with that, I'm out.
Right. I'm just playing. I'm banking Chase. This nigga might lock
And Cliff goes to check his checking account later. All gone. It's all gone.
We let you get to 200. Now you cut.
Listen, let me tell you something. If I check my account and all my money's gone, it won't be a trace of me neither. I promise you that. And I don't know where you live, Jamie. But I might pop up. That's all I'm saying. If I check I don't care if it's only $86 in there. If it's some fuckery where I can't access my 86 bones,
why you got to diversify your
I might have
funds,
to show
son.
you. I might have to show you how Luigi was supposed to get it done. The fuck?
Now, did you hear like some ridiculous percentage of CEOs and corporate companies are looking into private security?
Oh, I'm sure. That was the big line. That was the big line, was that this isn't going to change anything other than the security budget line item.
You know what? I really do hope that they feel like prisoners in their own homes.
Yeah, no shit.
You know what I mean? You live behind 6 inches of bulletproof glass at all times and can never go outside again because of fear of high-powered rifles.
Let's be honest. If that was your hope, and I'm sure that that's been the case for a while now. That's why a lot of these motherfuckers are never seen.
No, these people, they roll to Monaco. You see them getting out of their Ferraris, walking into hotels.
Yeah,
They'll never be able to do that again.
You'll see them in public. With places like that, you're not going to be able to find nobody with a rifle get in there anyway.
The fuck you can't.
You ain't finding nobody like that. Who going, what, this nigga on a 60-foot yacht and you go see somebody in a speedboat flying by with an AR?
Pirates!
Like that. It ain't going to work.
Bring piracy back to the high seas.
Libya is like 1,000 miles away from there, man.
This motherfucker said, I'm the captain now.
That was Somalia.
That was.
A little further away.
That was, wasn't it?
But
Shit,
no, that's
they learned.
great. Yeah, all the weapons in the world, fucking right across the pond there. Plus, the way Europe's going right now, not looking great.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fall of the dynasty, and like we've talked about on the show before, America was never the dynasty. America was the strong arm.
New kid on the block.
No, but we
England
were
was
owned by we were still owned by
England was
the Royal
always
Bank.
The dynasty.
No,
World
War One changed everything.
What you mean?
World War One. There's Dan Carlin. You know Dan Carlin, who does the hardcore history.
Right.
Yeah. No, he does a fantastic series on World War One, and it's like a 6-part fucking I think 20 hours total.
Is it like a podcast
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
a
yeah.
YouTube video?
No, podcast.
Okay.
20 hours. Each one's
I'll have to check it.
each one's 3 to 5 hours long. Yeah, it's wild shit. But he does a huge segment in one of those about the transfer of wealth from London. London pre-World War One was the bank of the world.
Right.
They had all the money. The sun never sets on the British Empire kind of shit. During World War One, all of the money, there was a fucking vacuum cleaner from New York to London, and we just sucked every last bit of wealth out of Europe.
Well, no, it makes sense, right? Because that's why I say we're the strong arm of the actual. What's the word?
The actual empire.
The empire, right? Because World War One came and America did exactly what it was supposed to do. Y'all bitches ain't fighting nothing. We gonna go in there and handle it for you, but in order to do that, we need this.
We were war profiteers. We were war profiteers.
Right. That's where it all came from. So now what happened was after we hit you like that, because that happens in the street all the time. Happens in jail. You're not gonna fight. I got some action. I can help you if you need it.
I'll sell you weapons.
But then you owe me, right?
Right.
So then what happens is England pays all that money out, and then they think about it after a while, wait a minute, we run shit here.
Not no more.
Y'all owe us now. Y'all owe down for all that money that we gave y'all to fight our war for us. Not their war, like they started it, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Now y'all owe it back. And now we're constantly in debt with them for forever. And these motherfuckers start to act like they the number ones on top. You ain't been.
No.
It's the inbreds over across the pond. Fuck.
No, I don't think anybody was confused at the power dynamic shift post 1918. Everybody knew which side the coin.
I don't know though, because motherfuckers scream that the United States ain't never lost a war, and it's pretty evident we lost the first one. the first one we jumped into, we lost. What are you talking about? Yeah, we poured the tea. Lives got lost. We lost. We still paying taxes.
They opted out.
How the fuck are you still paying taxes and the whole war was because they was taxing you? We lost.
The people lost.
Do you remember the movie The Patriot?
Mm-hmm.
Mel Gibson had a fantastic line in that when he was trying to convince the Continental Congress not to go to war. He's like, why should I trade one tyrant 5,000 miles away for 5,000 tyrants 1 mile away?
Right. Right.
No doubt. And that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly where we're at. Well, let it all fall down.
See, I don't want that either. Like, I don't want to burn the
to.
whole fucking thing because I don't think there's much of appreciation for what the ramifications of that are.
Oh no, they're gonna be major.
I don't want Mad Max shit going on out here. You know what I mean?
I mean,
And
it doesn't have to be Mad
burn
Max.
it, what do you mean by burn it down? Elaborate.
The whole structure.
Well, a lot of things are held
The
up by
whole
that
structure.
structure.
But see, that's the thing, though. That's what you're not realizing is that people do what people learn, and the only structure they know is this one.
Walk me through it.
The issue is where it went wrong. And where it went wrong is when we had our leaders hop in the pockets of corporate entities that made them do things that didn't work for the people. That's where it went wrong. So you can still keep the same structure, but you have to have like some serious implications for anybody that falls back.
Well,
into
there are a couple of things, and we've talked about it on the show before. Like things like term limits would. One, it would keep changing the player, at least.
Well, that's in reference to politics, but the issue that we have currently is monopoly.
I don't disagree with that. That's a harder one to cut out from under.
But it is because it should have never happened in the first place.
Monopoly
the whole
with
system
business or monopoly with politics?
with business.
Okay.
And then those monopolies, of course, influence the politics because they now hold all of the power. The people don't hold the power and the people are poor.
I argue that they work their way around monopolies because there is no one company that owns anything.
No, there are.
But it's oligopoly.
There are. They're just named
They
different.
several,
They just go by different names, so you can't put it to just one company. But we
That's
all
the whole.
know,
That's the whole. You go to the grocery store, and 98% of it is Procter and Gamble and Unilever.
right?
Yeah, Nestle.
It's
But
two
they're all
companies.
Tyson and different brands.
But they're all owned by the same
right.
company.
That's the illusion of it all.
Right.
Now, I don't know.
The brand used to be the company. 50 years ago, the brand was the company. Now the brand is just the face of some third-party conglomerate that you don't even hear
Well,
about.
the umbrella aspect of it is like, look at how many different companies Nestle or Kellogg own.
Or Coke or whoever.
You know what I mean? It's like
And then look who owns them.
Right.
Because Nestle and Kellogg
Saudi
is
Princess.
just the Nestle and Kellogg is just the title, the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it starts as the company, but when we know that there's people out there with trillions of dollars, they can offer you something that you won't refuse. Now I own your company. That's usually what happens with most companies that come out.
That's the problem, I think. That
Shark
really
Tank
comes-
modeled it, right?
They didn't model it, but I mean, they
They
showed
modeled
you-
it to
yeah,
us.
yeah, they
like
showed
we
you
want to
like,
sell
how it
to
works.
you.
Yeah.
We don't want to do it ourselves. We want to sell to you, and that it reinforces the monopoly.
Well, and that begs the question too. Like, everybody wants to point a finger at like these assholes over here to blame. Like, we all got to take a good hard look in the mirror and stop selling out whenever these like opportunities come across, because everybody signs that fucking check.
I agree
when
to
it
an
comes
extent.
when somebody comes through and says, like, you're building an amazing business, you put your heart and soul into it for 5, 10, 20 years, and then you
And then I go and buy the same exact shit for cheaper on Amazon because they'll ship it to my door.
Well, no. What I'm saying
You're talking about for
is
the business
competition.
owner.
The loss of competition, the rise of monopolies or oligopolies came down to everybody had a price.
But I agree to an extent, right? Because again, when you're battling somebody that has trillions of dollars, you can refuse to sell.
Not many people do.
But the reason why you wouldn't is because this company has trillions of dollars.
Right.
They can do the same thing and do more experiments to make sure they got it righter, and then come out with something better than the product I can afford to put out. They would if enough people refuse to sell.
Well, I think that's where government has to.
That would be
step
their
in,
next
you
move.
know?
Oh, you don't want to sell? It's all right. We'll be in that market in a
space.
minute.
I've been preaching this for a long time. It's like the idea of a capped capitalism, enforced by a government that says you can break it down by industries,
This is part of the Reggie Jordan campaign plan, which is taxing corporate profits. Once you make past a certain amount, it's going after corporate profits, and the way you can avoid getting taxed exorbitantly on profit is to reinvest that money as operating expense into the people, into R&D, into social and economic, or
no, I'm talking more
social and environmental governance.
Well, I mean, there's probably a bunch of different ways. I was thinking that anything beyond that is like a total straight up penalty, or they take 100% of it. So there's zero incentive.
I think that's taking it. I think that's taking it to an extreme that we can't get to.
I want to push for more competition because the whole idea is that once you hit that cap, all of a sudden, it
doesn't do anything for you anymore.
Well, the demand in the market doesn't change, so it forces more competitors to come in. This is good for everybody.
Right.
Except for the big dog that wants to keep growing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's also part of the problem, and I can say this coming from a couple of different backgrounds, whether it was public or private equity or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, the ever changing stomp for profit,
it's cancer.
Is cancer, because there are companies out there that have a very finite marketplace that are being tasked to grow by any means necessary, and the only way they can do it is by raising prices because the market's tapped. The market's at capacity.
But they got to keep getting that 10-15%,
right.
Otherwise investors pull their funds.
Right.
I think that the stock market probably was one of the best and worst things simultaneously to ever happen to the free market.
Yeah.
It made all these companies slaves to their investors.
To the shareholders.
You should be able to grow your company on your own merits and not need this loan out.
Yep. I agree with that.
I agree.
Or everybody just needs to stop being so fucking greedy.
But that's the problem.
You don't need 10%. Why do you have to have 10? Why not 4?
There are companies out there that are printing money from the standpoint of
my company,
$4 billion a year, $5 billion a year, and they could do that for the rest of time, making that much
do you have any
in profit. But then you're asking them to grow more. No, I understand. Talking about big dogs,
wild, man.
All right, before somebody gets themselves in trouble, circling back.
Before?
Where are you?
You should have stopped me 15 minutes ago.
He's already called out. He's going for the CEOs. I mean,
that's right.
I didn't say me yet.
I know some Luigi's,
I don't know the
It's me.
I don't know the Luigi's, but I know some young YNs with nothing to lose.
So circling back to the original topic there, we got off track with COVID, that stuff. I think in terms of episodes, it will be hard to ever top what we did with the immediately following George Floyd. Just the fact that we had someone whose family was killed by police. We had an ex-military police officer. We had a civil rights lawyer, and obviously
this chump stain.
You were on that one too, weren't you? Yeah, and then the three of us. That episode will be hard to top just from depth of subject matter and passion, and that was a good episode. I'm trying to think if we've done ones that have come close to that.
I like the Chauncey and Michelle's episode.
I like that one too. Interracially speaking, I believe was the title of that one.
I like that one.
I was just at the wedding of their eldest daughter over the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Congrats, love.
But yeah, that was a good episode too. And then I think having your mom on was a good one too.
Yeah.
Hard to beat that one.
Yeah, that was all right.
Wasn't your dad on one too?
His dad's been on a couple.
That was all right.
That was all right. And then anytime Chris comes on, I just know that I'm going to try to get to an hour and then I'm out.
Oh, it is in conversation. Video recording.
So no, tell me why, after 200 episodes here, 5 years, what keeps you going?
I mean, it's
question.
Because I dabbled in the podcast space, you know. Me and my partner, we had a falling out, you know. But I think I would have kept going. But there was an aspect of, what am I doing? Am I wasting my time?
What the fuck am I going to talk about?
No, not that, necessarily that.
Just feel like you're wasting your time. I think for me, anyways, the reason I wanted to start this when we did, I still have that reason. So I have a child that I have every Friday night. What else am I going to be doing? And honestly, I've been through periods of time with this gentleman to my left that he and I have gone years without talking to each other, or not necessarily years, but a year or 6 months or whatever. And it's a way that forces us to kind of get together every week. And we are at a point now where if one of us isn't feeling it that week, we have no problem saying, all right, cool, we'll get him next time. But I think that that's the big piece of it for me is just the ability to hang out with my buddy every Friday night.
Yeah, I fuck with my guy. I don't know. I don't really quit. You know, like once I put my mind to something, that's just what it is. You know, like we talked about earlier, whether I want to do it or not, it's already on the schedule.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's just become so much of a part of my routine that it's like, yeah, I'm sure I could get into a lot of trouble on a Friday night if I had the opening to, but that's probably another good reason.
It seems much more productive.
You know?
And I mean, you know, we can talk about plans that we've had for viewership and that kind of stuff, and we've talked about what it would take to really kind of force those viral moments. I was talking to the guys before the show about, you know, I ran our last episode through an AI clip generator, and there were 10 clips that I could have, should have put out.
I feel like everything happens in due time, though, right? Like, I feel like, don't get me wrong, I do think that 5 years is a nice amount of time.
It's a grind, man. Like, there's a dude that I follow, Kyle Kalinske. He's a political commentator. But no, like, he's been on the air doing this shit for like 10 years.
Right.
And he constantly talks about like the first 5 to 7 years, he was just screaming into
the void.
Ether, you know?
Shit, that's what the biggest DJ in the world, DJ Academic, said. He said he had 0 views for the first 5 years. So,
Yeah.
I mean, every time I do something like this, whether it's this or it's never a job, which is ironic. I always get that meme in my head of the dude digging for gold. And the one dude that quit right before he struck.
You were right there.
And then the other dude that kept grinding it out. And there's no reason why I can't keep grinding it out. I don't care if we really didn't have views for the next 5 years. I mean, would that be a bummer? Maybe a little bit, but it wouldn't really change my motivation to continue doing it because at the end of the day, it's not for y'all. It wasn't started for y'all. Like
no, it started for us.
Right. So
That's very healthy.
Yeah, we just giving you an opportunity to be in the conversation, but at the end of the day,
because somebody made some smart ass comment at someone's birthday party. We were all out for drinks, and like Cliff and I got to yakking, and they were like, "Man, y'all should record your fucking conversations."
I do remember.
I said, "Bet."
That's exactly how mine started, man.
I was about to say that must have been a blackout night for me, and then you said something I remember. I didn't black out that night, but
no, but there's also like I got to daydreaming the other day thinking about like how does one become famous? Like the Hawk Tuah girl like
I don't want to be
fascinates me.
famous.
Oh no! Well, hear me out. Just hear me out.
That's the.
I'm talking like
That's
the Hawk
paradox.
Tuah girl
It is,
fascinates me because it's like this girl was a fucking nobody.
And she doesn't even know how to suck dick right. Like, it's like just spit on it. Like, what?
Spit on that thing.
Right. What comes with it? Like, let me find
Apparently-
out. What do you do to keep your man and she Hawk too? And you like,
What the
can you give me a washcloth? Like, what the fuck is going on? He didn't get nothing out of this. And everybody just hopped on it like that was the right, like, he didn't even say the right thing.
dude? I find that epically hilarious and ironic as hell. Like it's the perfect wrong thing to say.
And everybody jumped
And
on it.
everybody's just like, bah!
Right.
Meanwhile, the only way I've ever heard it described that I was like, that's it. That's what you're supposed to do. Is from Super Troopers where they're chugging the ketchup or chugging the syrup.
I don't remember
Chugging
what
the
he
syrup.
said.
And he says, you gotta relax the jaw, open the throat, cup the balls.
Those guys are magic, though.
They
Oh
are.
shit!
They're-
When they just come
Although
out,
the rest of everything since that has been fucking
didn't they just
terrible.
come out
but-
in the-
Dread was the shit, man. Like they
Oh,
made a couple
what
of
was
really
It was Club Dread, it was Beer Fest, and it was
Yeah,
Super
Beer
Troopers.
Fest.
There's
Dude.
another one that just came out though.
Did they have
Yeah,
another
they
one
just
drop?
did one like within the past year or two.
No, they got a show now that it's like firefighters.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like almost
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's basically
um,
Super Troopers,
it's
but
like
with
Reno
firefighters.
911.
Tacoma
yeah,
FD.
basically.
Tacoma FD.
Yeah.
hmm
It's not all of them, but I
Yeah, it is
imagine-
good though.
Yeah,
They don't have the Indian dude.
he's probably writing in the background. He was
Oh,
always
I'm
director.
sure.
I
Right.
think he directed.
I think
Super
you're right.
Troopers.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, no, they got. It's a new movie that they put out. I know they did a Super Troopers 2, but
Which
they
was
did
not
a new
good.
movie after that.
I did the Kickstarter for Super Troopers 2 and was
What's that?
disappointed.
Oh, like where you donate
Yeah.
to have the.
Really?
I did. I got to follow along as they were making the movie.
Is Kickstarter still a thing?
It is.
I mean, I thought
That and GoFundMe.
That was a genius idea when.
I thought Patreon was like the new go-to when you.
Patreon's actually seeming like it's kind of trailing off. What's the one right now? YouTube is doing memberships now, and that's probably
like,
cut
to
into
specific
Patreon.
Subscriptions.
Oh, they're moving
Yeah.
in on OnlyFans right there.
Probably.
I mean, that's probably smart because I know I probably pay for 2 Patreons that I don't even know what they're for. I just did them.
I think I'm still paying for one that is now off the air,
Yeah, I think I do Flagrant 2 for sure.
and I do the
I
Kristian Harloff
I
one.
like the Patreon model because a dude I started listening to a while
I'll
back.
never use it.
Well, a dude I started listening to a while back, Sagar and Jetty. He's a part of
The
Breaking
name
Points.
sounds familiar, but I don't
Him and Crystal Ball run a political show called Breaking Points.
see the politics. I'm out.
I know. Well, that's what I'm into.
Right.
I try to stay up, and I don't like watching CNN or Fox. You know, so this is like I go to the internet and I try to find the good ones, at least the ones I can stand. But no, he had a fantastic point that I'd never really considered when it comes to just making a living doing online content. Is that everybody's so focused, so hyper focused on getting 1 million followers. You don't need 1 million followers.
Right.
No,
You need
like,
10,000 people, which is like a small percentage of a million.
Right.
And you need all of those 10,000 people to give you $1 a month. You
Yeah.
all of a sudden have a 6-figure income, and you can make that happen with Patreon.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll take time to get there, but you can make a legit, a
See, that's
really
where I'm
good
at
income
right
doing
there.
that.
You just said it. The fame. Fuck the fame. You think I want to be famous?
No,
You know how
but-
much shit I say
but
on
that's
a
the
regular
exact-
basis that'll get me canceled? To be famous? Like
But
everybody
that's-
wanting to know what Cliff is doing?
That's the whole thing with finding your audience. Like that was Kristian Harloff's model. Like he left Collider and AMC Movie Talk and started his own channel, and I think he just got to 100,000. But he's like, that's what I need to basically be able to pay the people to come on,
Right.
Yeah.
to be able to afford this life for my family. And yes, the Patreon piece of it is great, but once you have to, 100,000 is the mark for advertising,
No, I don't think
for
I think-
legit advertising.
Yeah, no,
I don't
because you
think-
got to get a staff. You're running
Right.
renting out a studio space.
I don't think we're
But-
far from that as far as content.
No, but being
But-
able to get to that, I think 10,000 is it. I think
No,
10,000
that's
is
a
the
launching
number.
point, so where you can quit your day job and focus all your energy on
Right.
doing this.
I already did.
Well, you're ahead of the game.
You hear me?
You're halfway there.
Now all you have to do is post
I
every
need
day,
more commitment
or
from
do
you, sir.
some, or do some
I put
content.
everything into this. I need more commitment from you.
You show me more than your 2 episodes a week, and we'll talk.
Listen, all I know is
We got to develop your TikTok
we
persona,
got to get the alarm.
or your
I know,
reels,
The wake
your
up
reels
alarm going
persona,
off at 8 o'clock instead of 9.
and just spend that first hour making content.
That one extra hour.
just to do a little prep. I got 10 minutes of prep, and 3 minutes is doing this.
Where the fuck the vape pen go,
You hear what I'm saying? That's my whole 10 minutes.
It's looking for the pen.
Wiping the sleep out my eyes. And, where's the pen and the blood? Shit. Damn. I could have swore I rolled one. Where'd I put it?
That's where the content comes from. Damn it.
Listen, all I know is I enjoy making the ass out of myself, so I have no problem giving entertainment. I've been the ass all my life.
Oh, right. Now we just letting others in on it. Well, and I think, again, I'll come back to that piece. Like, I've had plans to get to, 30 straight days worth of content. Even if it's just a 30-second reel or TikTok or whatever.
Yeah, I like your little short breakdowns of, I've seen a couple of them, like 30
Yeah. So doing like the what is it, the Geeky Coach reviews, those ones. Yeah.
The 60-second joints. I'm going to do a 15-second one.
Sucks. Next.
Fuck these niggas. What's coming out in 2026?
No, I need to do one for we've seen Mufasa and Sonic 3 over the last 2 weeks. So
and
I
bet
need
you could put both of them in a 60-second review.
Together.
Yeah, you don't need the 2 different videos for those
I'm basically going to boycott Mufasa. It's like, God damn it. Leave Good Enough alone.
Right, I agree with you.
Here's the thing: did it need to be done? No. Did they
have no creativity?
Did they make
a couple of bucks?
Was it detrimental to anything? Not really.
But I just seen. Did you know that Nala is Scar's daughter?
Oh, because of the green eyes or whatever.
It's a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Really?
I seen one of them memes the other day that I just found out. And it's that detective voice. They said the dude said that if you look at any lion,
there's only 2 males in the pride.
2 males that breed. We knew that Mufasa was one and Scar was one. Nala was not a child of Mufasa or the mother, which means she would have had to have been a child of Scar
and another lioness.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Holds up.
Both with green eyes with the yellow. Mm-hmm. They both had jaundice at the end of the day. They were lions with jaundice.
Man, I've never scrutinized the Lion King.
Mm-hmm. Now that Mufasa makes more sense because he like, bitch, why didn't you tell me? Right. You was Scars. This nigga tried to off me. That's the Tyler Perry version.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's not
That's not Disney.
No. I mean, it could be. Disney got Deadpool now, I mean.
That's true. They do. They do. Oh, man.
Gotta give them a little credit for that. I mean, they allowed that to go through.
I think a couple of the times that we've done like reviews, like the Dune 2 one we did after we both went and saw it, I like that one. Trying to think what else we've like other.
I wasn't in that with you.
Yes, you were.
I were.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah, because we went and saw it together, and then we came here, and then we went out to Rail House afterwards.
I remember that, but I wasn't in the review with you.
Not the 60-second one.
Right.
We did a full episode.
I didn't understand the movie. I couldn't remember the review. I was asking you questions. What the fuck just happened? What happened?
Did you see the first one?
Okay.
In fact, we had both watched the first one before we went.
I've seen the first one probably at least 5 times. The second one,
I have not seen the second one.
The second one was
a
bummer to me. I know you might have liked it because you know more about the allure, but it was just so much that wasn't explained for a casual like myself.
Did you read the books?
To enjoy it.
No,
I did.
Mike did. I didn't. That's why I was saying he knows more, so it made sense.
Yeah, well, the book is like completely
I'm
different,
like,
isn't it?
what happened? This happened in the first one.
I would say that overall it tracks pretty well until the very end.
Okay.
It's only in the very last 10 minutes of the movie where I feel
it's like Lord of the Rings where they just left a lot of shit out.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And I think beyond that, the thing that I think bugged both Cliff and I was they teed up the war, and the war lasts like 2.5 minutes on film,
and all they did was show the troops rushing at each other. They didn't show the war itself,
right?
And they didn't show the White Knight that came out there and saved the
Yeah,
And you didn't have Patrick Stewart, so I mean,
that's true.
Fucking lost.
True.
Right
Neil Patrick?
No, Patrick Stewart, Sir Patrick,
God damn it.
Clifford, Jean-Luc.
Yeah, I thought that was. Oh, that's Neil Patrick Harris.
The English
They're
national.
both gay, so I got them confused. All right, shit.
Sir Patrick is
I'm
not.
just playing.
He's been married 4 times.
This is for entertainment. Isn't that some crazy? I hadn't talked about going after Diamond and everything, but that was for entertainment purposes only. Anything else is up to you.
Is it just me or is Patrick Stewart? Like, I know he's like 85 or something, but I just feel like
Is he that old?
Yeah,
something like that. I mean, in Star Trek in the 90s, he was
40 something.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, he was and
know
bald,
that.
you know, with like the skullet, you know. So I don't know. Like I always pictured him.
Gay?
I don't know. No.
But that's just me then. I don't know.
I mean, actually, kind of like any of his
He's
romance
a little
scenes
feminine.
and that shit. You
Yeah,
know,
like
it's
he's
not believable
he's
at all.
no Neil. He's no what's the dude's name?
William Shatner.
Yeah, millionaire. He was getting them hoes, green hoes, purple hoes, black hoes, white hoes. He was getting them.
Come on back to
Neil
my chair.
Patrick, they were like, Neil, is there something you're not telling us?
You keep saying Neil Patrick.
Oh, Neil, John Luke.
It's not Doogie.
Damn, it's not Doogie. Damn, Doogie.
Oh shit.
3 degrees of separation.
Fucking Doogie.
All right, present company excluded.
Okay.
Favorite guest. The first 5.
Victoria.
So for those that don't remember Victoria is a friend, or is the sister of a friend of ours who is now a stand-up comedian.
It's a friend.
And she and Cliff did not see eye to eye during the show at all.
And then what pissed me off, I don't mind not seeing eye to eye, right? But don't wait till the show ends to be like, oh, we were supposed to do that on the show. You made me look like a dickhead the whole show.
Doesn't sell that way, man.
Right. You're a comedian. You know lights on you. Why are you doing me like this? Shit, I'm sweating. I'm bombing now.
Now that you say that, that might be my favorite guest.
Right. Listen,
It's like a train wreck. You just can't look away.
Mark will still play that episode and laugh.
I gotta pull this one up now.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
What number?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. If I had to guess, I'd say 73.
I feel like it was in the first 100. Let's see.
Man. Nah, but all up, though.
Who else? Remember when Jazzy Faye used to be on? Those were good times.
Mm-hmm, but he was uncomfortable. I just enjoyed making him feel uncomfortable.
Like he had more important things than us to deal with. I think having Just Brandon on was good because that was like a couple months before he hit bit, or he hit it with
the country shit.
Yeah, with the in Indiana we drink Busch Light. Did he premiere that on our show?
No, it wasn't that. That wasn't it. That
was that a couple months later. Snake.
It was that.
Don't feed the snakes.
Yeah, don't feed the snakes, and it was that one that he did in front of the Kentucky Derby to the Jack Harlow beat.
That's
Jack
right.
Harlow and Drake shit.
Oh, I forgot Mike coming on and doing the real estate.
Yeah, but that isn't one of my favorite episodes.
Cliff's stepdad.
I love him to death, but that was one that we should have talked politics.
Yeah.
You got more out of me on politics than you would on that bullshit.
Is that Herb?
No. I forgot. Remember I said I forgot that one. Yeah, I passed it to you if it was. But
I think the other one that not
that one.
necessarily guessed.
Like I haven't had one in fucking forever. I keep meaning to hit up one of these dispensers
I
around
have
here.
to get you one for Christmas.
There you go.
In 360 fucking some odd days.
Last Christmas. You don't count Christmas and niggas is late. You hear what I'm saying? My daughter damn near didn't get her gift till New Year's.
Fool's Year Eve is coming up.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, you can get it past Christmas. Christmas past.
Just point me in the right direction.
We'll Scrooge this bitch.
I think the other one that kept coming up for me, and it came back up a couple of times throughout like all of our different shows over the last couple of years, but that book, the 2020 being the either Destination Utopia or
that was a good one.
Destruction.
I remember The Barber. I like The Barber.
Oh yeah, Jeff's boys.
Yeah, I did like The Barber.
TK, the crazy barber. But yeah, those are some of the good memories of the first 5 years.
More to come. And I'm clearly not maturing anymore.
Clearly.
So there'll be.
Let's see how many episodes. What's the over-under on the number of episodes where Cliff pisses me off this year?
Over-under? On the whole year?
On the whole year.
I'm going to say.
And we only get like 40
least,
episodes a year, although there's no football this year, so maybe.
I'm going to say at least 12.
At least 12? 10%?
I'm going to say 12 to 15.
Oh, you jumping up to like 20%.
Yeah, 12 to 15 for sure.
Every fifth episode.
You know how I am. I like flying blind like a Boeing pilot.
I know, and I hate it.
So I don't want to hear anything he has to say before the show. I don't want any homework. I just want to come on and get active.
I'm with you, man. The most fun I've ever had on any podcast has been completely organic.
Yeah, we don't even know what.
I don't know. Go down rabbit holes.
Oh, that means he likes our show.
I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth in the next 5 titties. Type shit.
Come on, don't you want
fucking Tourette's over there.
That one they might have got that one. That one might not have been a good one.
Oh man.
No, seriously. Other than like a couple of mostly history ones, like most podcasts are just off the cuff.
Yeah, shooting the shit. Those are the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just have a couple of ideas.
Well, that's where like I'll come in with a couple of topics. I'll prime them and then just try to get us going. But
don't look past.
We'll see. We'll see where that shit ends up, because that is usually where Cliff ignores me, which is fine, because then I'll talk for a little bit. Because otherwise that motherfucker talks over everybody. So. Oh man. You got any other inadvertents for us, Matt?
Shit. How about OSU?
Oh, talking a little college football?
And where the fuck
was that during the Michigan game?
Yeah, for real. I am so irritated right now.
It has been amazing.
I swore I was going to boycott the rest of the season after Michigan.
See, I was always under the impression that we would lose to Michigan and then somehow find a way to win the title.
Why?
And then we will.
Why
and then
would
Ryan
you
Day.
think that?
And then Ryan Day will still be here. Because eventually you got to figure out that you have 4 NFL quality wide receivers, and all you have to do is get them the ball. And against Michigan, we decided to try to run up the middle.
Multiple points of contention. Okay, so like this wasn't a revelation in the last month.
I understand.
We had like the best wide receivers in the country. Why did they all get like 4 targets in the entire game of Michigan?
Because they decided that they wanted to run.
My guy.
They wanted to run right at Michigan for some reason.
I think they got fixated on the whole rush like stigma that dominated apparently the last 22 games. Whoever wins the rushing game wins.
I want to cut you off.
Get in there. And whoever wins the rushing game wins the game. And I don't know if it was Chip Kelly or if Ryan Day took the helm on that one.
They don't even have the best tandem.
I don't even think that Chip was
Henderson.
susceptible to that kind of thing. Like, why would you guys get so hung up on that? Not to mention, it's like you were running straight into the teeth of the only weapons they have.
They have, right.
Like, why? Right. Why would you do this? Number two.
Go ahead.
My inadvertent, we can throw it in there. It's not terribly inadvertent, but why does Ryan Day have a 6-year fucking contract?
Oh, so they don't. Somebody
plan on getting explain
rid of
this shit to me.
Oh, if we
it's
have,
not good enough making 10 point whatever a year,
I
more than
Six
Urban
years.
Meyer,
which he doesn't deserve.
Exactly, but why did you guys sign him to like? Does the Dean get that kind of
They're
contract?
the baby Raiders.
You know what I'm saying?
They're the baby.
Well,
Raiders.
if you're paying $20 million for your roster, you've got to be able to pay your head coach.
You can pay your head coach, but year to year, you got to show up. You got to win.
I don't
Michigan.
disagree with that.
Listen, I don't care if they win a natty this year. If they do the same thing next year that they did this year, I'm taking a year off.
Taking a year off from
so they get rid of Ryan Day. I'm no longer.
Well, and the other thing too is where is the recruiting, man? Why is Howard the best fucking quarterback? I mean, he's good by the numbers.
Will's not. He's not
good. He panics under pressure, and I'm so
does.
blown away that he didn't throw at least 2 picks against Oregon.
Right.
They didn't really do a good job getting to him, though.
No, Oregon was that. I don't know. Like Oregon just like took.
Well,
was it the month off?
It was.
Or?
That's what it was, though. Is that, and you saw that with every single top seed.
Speaking of,
none of the 4 made it. None of the 4 that had buys made it. That buy was not advantageous.
Texas
didn't have a buy. They played in the first round.
Did they play the first round?
I'm 98% sure.
okay. $200-something richer.
There you go.
But no, I'm lying. They're up 2 touchdowns with 8 minutes left.
I could have swore
It could
Texas
turn
got
around,
up.
but I don't think so.
Who the fuck do they have to play in the first round?
Texas.
They played Clemson.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay. Come back to me.
So none of those teams. Those teams were all out of shape. None of them were in game shape. At least none of the games I watched.
That's why I kind of feel like it was
a disadvantage
for OSU to run to the national championship.
I don't know. I thought Arizona put up a damn good fight against.
They did,
Texas.
but did you see their freaking what's the kid's name? The running back.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
I don't know any other place.
Skibbity Boo or whatever his name
You're
is.
talking about Arizona State.
Yeah.
First time I watched them this year.
Skidoo. It's like Skidoo or
It's
something
close
like
enough.
that.
Right.
Skilly Doo or Skidoo.
I know it's SK and it ends with DOO.
Right. Well, it's just DO, but it's pronounced do.
Oh, I thought it was DOO.
It's definitely or Boo. Is it BO?
No, it's D.
We could Google this pretty easy.
We could. This is why we needed Jamie on the show. But no, I mean none of the teams that had the bye won. They all lost.
Oh shit! Wow. Okay. I was not.
And Boise State and that best running back in college football didn't even have 100 yards against Penn State.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
I mean, Penn State is not that good.
Oh no, you're right. It is a bead. Scataboo.
Scataboo. Thank you.
Okay, so who are you foreseeing going down head to head national?
I mean, honestly, I think whoever wins the Ohio State Texas game.
Yeah.
Because I think that those are the 2 best teams in the playoffs right now.
But who are they going against?
What's the other game? It's Notre Dame and Penn
State.
State.
Yeah, Notre Dame, Penn State.
Notre Dame, yeah, Penn State. Penn State because they beat Boise State. So Notre Dame, Penn State.
Do you think Texas can hold up?
Notre Dame takes Penn State.
I think Texas has the best defense in college football right now. I think it's the best matchup. I think it's the last best matchup out of who's left.
Yeah, like Ohio State or Texas versus Notre Dame or Penn State.
I don't think either. I think that the national title will be played Texas-Ohio State.
Yeah.
It depends on what Ohio State shows up to, though.
I don't disagree, but I think whoever wins that game is going to trounce either Penn State or Notre Dame.
That's why I say that is because it seems that way. Ohio State will blow out a competitor and they'll play another team and be like, "What the fuck?"
But then
they
again,
doing?
Ohio State has a weird history with Penn State.
True.
They do with Penn State.
Penn State like just pulls shit out of the woodwork that it's like, what the hell? How are we struggling to beat you?
I don't think they beat us since that year Michigan State went to the national championship, though. That was like
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was more than that. It was probably like 19,
that
18,
McCorkle
19.
kid or something.
Quarterback?
Yeah, little short white dude.
Yeah, 18, 19, I'm thinking.
Now, he was bad, man. Like, that was one of the best quarterbacks I've seen for them in a while.
But yeah.
I may be off on the years. I'm trying to remember where I was at the time.
Yeah, that sounds about right. About 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, what was the score when they played them earlier this year?
They had them by a few touchdowns.
Right?
They had them by a few touchdowns.
Which is kind of where I'm like,
and they didn't play the best game.
I just don't think Penn State is talented enough to beat
Right.
either Ohio State or
Not
Texas.
this year, no.
So that's where, again, I'll come back to whoever wins the Ohio State-Texas
I
game.
don't think Notre Dame is either. I think Notre Dame has a good running back core.
What was the final of Penn State Ohio State this year?
That's what I was starting to look at.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the actual score, but I think we had them
We
by
didn't trounce them.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Remember, it was kind of neck and neck there until
It was
like
20-13.
Yeah.
Oh, so less than 8.
But Penn State scored 10 in the first quarter and then only had a field goal the rest of the game.
Yeah, they were up.
Yeah.
Next year, Ohio State should have the defense that I'm wanting them to see. They have top recruits at linebacker and D-line, which they haven't had in years.
A while.
Well, we have
Well,
an
the thing
amazing running back and an amazing wide receiver that are freshmen. Like
Who?
Well,
we got Bo Jackson
Smith
Jr.
and Judkin.
Judkins is going out this year.
You think?
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't he a freshman?
Nah.
He was a transfer.
He transferred last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Another fucking transfer.
We got Bo Jackson. I said junior.
Man.
Bo
that
Jackson. He's not a junior. We got Bo Jackson. He's the number 1 running back. He was the number 125 class running back in high school this year.
Gotcha. But
And he's built like Bo too. He's like a taller, like 6 foot, heavier
guy.
Uh-huh.
Circling back to the portal, I think that you have to. I think the way that you shut down the portal is
contracts,
NIL, and guaranteed contracts.
Well, see, my whole thing with Ohio State is
guaranteed, but you have to stay.
Yeah,
my whole thing with Ohio
State. Yeah, we're gonna pay you $20 million a year, and for college ball, which I think is kind of ridiculous.
Right.
You have one of the best recruitings in the nation. Fuck the portal. Fuck your Will Howards. Fuck all them. Get your players in the recruiting like you've been.
So who is second string quarterback at Ohio State that we're looking at for next year? Anybody?
Well, first string.
Are we developing a fucking redshirt freshman?
What's that one dude's
Like
name?
why are we going with this 5th year senior? Like out of the blue. Like
what
I
was
just
the
don't
dude's
see
name?
I
Noah
just don't
something?
see the point in like I like Howard. He's done well for us this year.
I don't at all.
But he's blown 2 big fucking games.
I don't think he gets drafted.
He'll get drafted.
I don't think he should.
2nd round, 3rd round.
No, if you do, you need to be Purdy. You need to be Mr. Irrelevant.
And that you do. Well, that'll be like, what a slap in the face to like win a national championship and then get drafted.
He's not. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a good quarterback at all. Like, let's be honest.
We have like 4 different quarterbacks: Julian Sayin, Mason Maggs, Chad Ray.
Oh,
none of them are the dude I was thinking of.
We had a couple of good ones lined up last year, and then they all bounced as soon as they committed, got their pay. And
see, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Ohio State, we know for a fact to be wide receiver university. You don't need an A+ quarterback. You just don't.
It helps.
Somebody can get to him.
It helps for sure, but look at Will Howard. He's B-.
Well, you need somebody that doesn't fold under pressure, can actually like scramble. If you're not gonna drop, like dimes,
you got to be able to scramble and get
But see, that's where Ohio State
look downfield and go down that direction.
Well, and that's where Ohio State's been successful. That's where they've been successful.
And you know what? We're on our 3rd string fucking offensive line.
Right.
That's not helpful.
They're successful in that style of play. They're not successful in that style of recruiting quarterback. You either get one or the other. Either he's only running and has an awful arm, or he has a decent arm and he can't run.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud is the prototype Ohio State quarterback.
And
that's the kind of guy you need to go for every time.
I
didn't like him at Ohio
State.
I didn't like him at Ohio State.
He's doing great in the NFL.
I did not think he was going to pan out.
Because a running quarterback isn't the best NFL quarterback.
No, that's why Ohio State was for 15 years sent quarterbacks to the league that flamed out
wide
in 2.
Receivers. Right.
Right.
Lamar Jackson is an athlete that can throw the ball. He's not a quarterback.
I'll be back.
I agree with that.
He's not a quarterback. I feel like your quarterback should be just like you want your wide receivers to be in that same. A quarterback will blow his top if his wide receiver's not in the right spot because that costs him a turnover or incomplete pass. But then you can be a quarterback and roll out outside the tackles anytime you want, and me as a wide receiver has to break down my route to accommodate you.
You got to flip. Scramble drill, flip route.
And you think that's a good thing? It's not a good thing. I don't care if you're Lamar Jackson throwing 3,900 yards. It's not a good thing.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
It only works this year because you have a shifty wide receiver in Zay Flowers that can break out of his route quicker than his cornerback can keep
Well, and
up.
you have a running back that freezes everybody.
You're absolutely correct about that, too.
Because you have to respect Derrick Henry.
You run a play action and you got your
You
long
cleared out the
routes.
linebackers.
Your long routes are halfway run already.
Right. No doubt. But, all right, this ain't hit the showers.
Yeah, right. Y'all did it.
I know. That's what happens when you let the guests switch the topic.
You know. I talk sports.
Oh, man. What else we got?
Which is why these motherfucking bets is looking like they hitting.
Oh, man. I don't know what to say to that.
Oh, wait. 1, 2. 5 points off. Hit. 1 3 off. 1 rebound off.
It's like
I think
you
you
making
may
some
got
money.
the 3,000 this evening.
Fingers crossed for you.
Fingers
crossed for you.
You're right. I can't. Fingers, eyes, and toes right here, man. We ain't working. We ain't working right now. We need all of it.
Oh,
no,
man.
but to be honest, while I haven't been working, I have been making a little cash on the betting side.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good at least.
I made over 1,100 in the past month.
That's not bad.
But I haven't been betting like I usually bet either.
Well, yeah.
Which could be a good or a bad thing.
If it's making you be, I don't know. If it's making you take smarter bets, then it seems to be working for you. And I would encourage you to keep that trend,
right.
even when you have income.
Yeah, no.
What do you bet on? Everything?
Yeah, I bet on everything. I keep away from soccer because it's a lot of ties in soccer. I keep away from baseball just because the rules have changed to the point that it's a lot more of a high-scoring game than it has been before. So you can bet on a certain bet, and the underdog may come back in the last 3 innings and get the dub. So I kind of stay away from baseball unless I know the teams. Both teams specifically. So usually I'm fight sports, football, basketball, and NHL. I'll do some NHL. I know a decent amount. I actually make more of my bets hit off NHL than they do anything else.
Speaking of the NHL, A-Reg and I went to a game like 3 weeks ago.
Blue Jacks?
Yep. And 4 fights.
Love them.
4 fights.
You can Blue Jacks.
One of which was the goalie. Elvis got frisky.
For real?
There was a cluster in front of the net, and for whatever reason, it didn't get blown dead, and he felt like there was some pushing and shoving, like while they were all on the ground. Well, no, that's pretty much what happened. He pounded the stick twice, and then when he got up, someone got in his face over it, and he swung on him.
Yeah, I love
Fucking
that.
Elvis swung. It was great.
Wasn't nothing better than that Pittsburgh game where the whole bench
cleared. Oh, man. There have been a couple of good ones on that. That's something I got to get back to with is hockey this year. Oh, and I also have Columbus Crew season tickets, which I'm not giving them all to Andrew this time. So that means nights where I don't have him, I'm going to need people to go with if anybody's interested.
I volunteer.
So we'll keep that up. We'll keep that in mind, especially since I'm not coaching high school ball this year. It won't conflict.
Only bad thing about the Cruise, you can't go out to a bar on 71 after the game's over.
No, it's downtown now, man.
They got that whole
they did redo it.
Yeah, it's right behind the Clippers.
district.
I didn't know that. I knew that.
There's a bunch of little bars now.
I was about to say,
that strip under the train tracks.
You've got the Nationwide. You've got Nationwide Arena. Then you have Huntington Park, which is the Clippers Stadium, and then you have Lauer.com. They're all right there.
I knew that.
So we still could walk over to
Lauer.com.
Brothers and get a drink.
The fuck is Lauer.com?
Lower.com? Lauer.com? Is it lower?
I don't know.
It's mortgage shit. They own the stadium.
Oh, okay.
Cruise Stadium.
Oh.
Black Rock.
Right.
I just say Cruise Stadium.
No, it's Lauer.com.
I don't like where the Clipper Stadium is, though. It's like ducked off, like back in that.
Well, Lauer.com's behind that.
So it's even
The
more
Cruise Stadium
ducked
is
off.
another block or two back.
Yeah, that's like really off in the cut. They made a whole new cut
Right.
just for that.
And they did not make fucking parking.
No, they did not. So it's like a mile and a half walk to get there.
I end up
Fuck is anybody
doing the
walking
reserve
a mile
parking.
and a half for a crew game.
Well, like I said, I end up doing reserve parking most of the time when I go down there.
They won the national. They won the.
They did win the
cup.
MLS
That's why they said
2
we
years
can put
ago.
it here.
Pretty much.
Now we won. No come.
Nah, crew games are fun. Like I'm not a big soccer fan, but they're entertaining. It's a cool atmosphere.
The atmosphere is
Right.
fun. Everybody there is like it's like watching at Fado, man. Like
Yeah.
everybody's just really into it. If you're not into it, you'll get into it.
Right. And I tried my hardest not to get into it. By the last like 2 games we went to this year, I was
I
up
like
on
how
my
they
feet.
don't have seats in a lot of spots. You know,
Oh,
it's just
like North Deck,
Yeah,
Nordeck, yeah.
just stand against a bar.
Pretty much. No, I pay for the seats, but
I kind of like the bar dependent.
yeah.
Well, last time
No,
we
it's a
went,
good
we were
stadium.
standing at the end section there. That's fun.
Nordeck, yeah. Trying to think what else in terms of what we got coming up. Anything big happening in January other than the inauguration?
Worst month in Ohio.
Anything big happened in January?
I mean, we'll get the first college football playoff national title.
Did you hear that Trump's all like butthurt that flags are going to be a half mast for his for January 6th
No.
because of
I heard
Jimmy
he shit
Carter's funeral on the 7th?
I heard he shit himself and everybody smelt it.
Yeah, that too.
All I know is he said he wasn't going to the golf course that he owns because of the drones in New Jersey. So.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? He may be smart.
Why are you golfing in Jersey in January?
Right.
You know?
No shit.
This nigga golf, man. He's a golfer.
Florida.
He's a golfer with a 8 handicap. He said, you didn't have an 8 handicap. I didn't have 8. I
You ever
didn't
see
have
his
9.
You ever see his swing, man? It's like, how the hell does he even hit it?
Trump?
Yeah.
No,
You
I
look like Charles. You
Dude,
look like
it's
Charles Barkley.
I just remember like that line from fucking Kevin Costner, in Tin Cup. Like it feels like I got folded up lawn chair. What the hell is he doing?
I want to get into golf this year.
I've thought about it.
I got a baseball swing. I can't do it. I've tried a bunch of
I have a
times.
baseball swing as well.
Yeah.
But I can smack a ball.
I was about to say I can drive, but the
I
rest
can
of the
smack-
game
yeah,
is
that's
lost
it.
on me.
I can smack a ball.
No, like, I would need like fucking 7-foot clubs in order to hit it the way that my arms want to swing.
Swing
This
it.
nigga be swinging sideways.
Either that or there's that one dude on TikTok that's got like the wind up.
Yeah, the over his head.
Gotta get good at that.
Throwing it like a hammer.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Apparently it's effective. You just gotta learn to hit it.
To learn how to hit it.
Imagine you get some velocity on that.
No doubt.
Shit, he be knocking it out of the what's that thing? What they got in
The Top
Polaris?
Golf?
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. He be hitting it over the
Dude,
net
we
with that
gotta
one
go hit
hand.
up Top
jump.
Golf, man. You ever
We
been?
do.
We could do
And
that.
we need to record it.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll do
Jesus.
the podcast right
Send
there.
AI through the that motherfucker.
No. We'll see if we can set up the mics. You know, just set it up right there. You get a nice
You
little,
might
We
be
could
able to
definitely,
on
we
your
could
phone.
definitely be able to set up a camera.
right? No, we get those little
Little,
hat
yeah,
mics, you
little,
know?
Mhm. Let's get outside the studio.
Yeah.
Take
Road
some-
trip.
Yeah, let's take some trips.
We have talked about road trip in the podcast, so
Mm-hmm.
I think Hit the Showers is the better brand for that one, but
Nah.
nah.
Do it from
Man,
the
we can
stands.
get an RV and ride around the country like piracy. I need to look that movie up. You remember that came out like probably around when we graduated, like
Pirate
04.
Radio.
Yeah, about the crew that did their radio show from the ship because they made it illegal to I want to see that. I
Oh,
still
if you
never.
And now everybody got a podcast. Everybody can
You
get
guys are
on.
still doing the sports thing, man. Why don't you do a tailgate one?
We've talked about that.
Yeah, we have talked about that. It's really the setup because somebody would have to hang back to run it on the computer. If we did it,
You
that
need
way.
a phone and a couple of mics on your head.
You huff like
I've
you
got
idea.
a laptop. I've got my portable mixing board and microphones, and I also have the option to turn on the Wi-Fi attached to the vehicle.
There you go.
That might be enough.
That's your Sierra down there?
It's an Explorer.
That might
I've
be
got an
enough.
Explorer out
You
front.
got the Explorer. Who's got the nice?
So is that yours?
Sierra.
Sierra? No.
Is it-
I said
Oh,
I'm
it must
here
be
for
the family next door then.
Okay. I know. I knew you were big balling.
GMC's out here.
No, I've got. Oh no, the GM. Yeah, that is definitely the neighbors. This is a nice truck.
Right?
He makes me nervous every time he fucking backs up to me, but he hadn't hit me yet. So
Hit me,
You all
baby.
right?
Hit me.
Something tells me he's going to be paying out on that one.
You're right. Go on, back it up.
Oh man, yeah. All right. Anybody got anything else?
Anticlimactic.
That was wah, wah, wah.
No inadverts. Not a one.
Nobody
I do
else?
have an invert.
What you got?
So I bought a new toy.
Uh-oh. I don't know if we should be talking about that on
Ooh,
there.
we should go.
Right,
shooting.
I mean-
Is that the kind of toy you're talking about?
Yeah. I done threatened people and everything talking about
It's
I bought
a
a new
tool,
toy.
not a toy.
It is a tool, but it's a toy for me. But I got a little Taurus Judge action, right?
All right.
Dude, let's do a podcast on the range.
We could definitely listen.
I just got a new 308, man. Let's do
For
it.
real?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a nice little. So you got a scope on it?
Yeah. I have yet to do. I've only taken it to Vance's.
For real?
75 feet.
Yeah, you.
I
Can't.
gotta reach out and touch something.
Yeah,
man.
you gotta go to outdoor. You gotta go outdoor with something.
No,
like that.
the longest. My one buddy's got a place in Fairfield County Shooting Club. You know, it's like 20 minutes from my house out that way towards
That's not
Lancaster.
that bad.
But that's only 100 yards max range. The biggest or the longest range thing is like fucking Zanesville.
How long is it?
It's I think they got 1,000 yards there.
Is that the one you went to?
No,
Up by
no,
Zanesville?
It's
we
like
went to,
Brer Rabbit Country Club or something like that. Shooting club, yeah, Brer Rabbit, something like that.
See if I can look it up.
But yeah, it's way the fuck out. It's like an hour from me.
Gotcha.
I've been debating if I want to buy a scope for my AR.
Dude, but yeah, I have yet to get out and like really see what that thing can do.
Places.
Let's make it happen, man. You got any rifles?
Mike don't got no straps.
No straps.
Why are we talking about that?
Dylan. Where's Dylan?
He might get a late Christmas present.
Dylan State Park is where we were at. But I don't think it goes out past 100 either.
100's all right, you know, better than 75
Not
feet.
with a 308 though.
Yeah, I know. I needed at least 500.
Yeah, not with a 308 with a scope.
No, it's a Bear Creek Arsenal.
But okay, so completely off topic of my invert.
I'm sorry, I hijacked that completely.
No, you're
Go ahead.
fine. You're
My
fine.
bad.
There was a preacher or a priest. I don't know the white terminology. Whichever one has the white thing in there.
Priest generally
Yeah.
has the collar.
Okay, so he was a priest. This nigga bought like 3 straps and he bought like 3 straps and I had the
He's in St. Patrick's downtown.
I had the dilemma in my head of, is God okay with guns? Or is this
Thou shalt not kill.
You know what I'm saying?
except-
Is he okay? Or this nigga was like, no joke, he's like 6'7", 350 pounds.
Jeez.
Why is he a strap?
Listen, he was huge.
I'm telling you, he's at St. Patrick's downtown.
Huge. And he was carrying out all these boxes of guns, and I was just thinking to myself, like, does he have a direct line to the Lord, or is he misguided? But no, my invert came from the fact that I bought the Judge, right? So the Judge shoots 410 shotgun rounds or 45 long Colt rounds. And I was thinking to myself, like, shotgun rounds can't be traced. So you already have a revolver that's shooting shotgun rounds. Is that why they called it the judge? Because you're the judge, jury, and
executioner.
Nobody's
right.
going to find you if you choose to shoot a shotgun round into somebody and leave out of there.
There's a great Hardy song about him taking somebody out with the judge.
For real?
Yeah.
Who's Hardy?
Country singer.
See, I wouldn't know, but I might need to look it up.
He's more like rock country. You'd like him. You would.
Does the judge shoot, what, 410s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got triple lots in it, so it just shoots like these three big slugs. But it has to be something else that comes out aside from the three big slugs, because I shot it at the range, and there were so many holes in that. I was like, where did all these holes come from if it's only 3 slugs coming out of this? Because I shot 5 rounds, that would be 15 holes. It was like, had to be 25, 30 holes in there. And they weren't like little pellet holes. They were like full-size bullet holes. And I was like, either they're lying about this ammo. They're lying about this ammo. There's no way all them holes came from that bullet. But, shit, don't get hit with it.
No doubt.
I'd like to get one. I'm trying to think of a good starter gun for my son. Because all my
22?
All my shit's too big.
22 bolt action?
22 is, yeah.
22 bolt action.
That's what I learned on.
You can put a scope on it. You can, get them comfortable with the mechanics of the gun.
Because I do want, it's one of those question marks of when do you introduce your kids to guns?
Well, the range legality is what, 12?
No, I got buddies with property,
Right, yeah, I mean.
But I got guns in the house, they're all locked up, but he's getting to that point where he's like going over to friends' houses,
Does he have a BB gun?
No.
See, I started Karma off with a BB gun, and I told her I was going to buy her a
Put your eye out
rifle.
with that thing.
You said what?
Put your eye out.
She'll put somebody's eye out. That she's a sure shot. She might be a better shot than I am.
No, but I don't know. I worry about going over to friends' houses, and I need to vet the shit out of his.
Not necessarily, just as long as he knows gun safety.
Well, I don't want these other little assholes that
But if he knows gun safety, he's not gonna allow that to take place, or he'll know enough to remove. You aren't being safe with
I worry about my son because he's a little bit of a pushover. He's a total sweetheart kid. He's not going to be confrontational about this stuff. Yeah.
Well, it all depends.
He might get sad and squeamish and stuff, but he's not going to be like, "Hey, no, put that away."
Well, listen, I can't make you put it away, but all I do know is I have to leave.
Right. I'm going to remove myself.
Yeah, because y'all aren't doing this right.
Yeah.
If he knows the right way to do it, then I'm sure, timid or not, he'll know can't deal with these folks with it.
Right.
I also don't want to be I want to be able to handle a gun and know when it's loaded, when it's not, when to be cautious.
And you don't want to lose your privileges. Like, let one of your kids do something wild and you was around, you can't no longer shoot. Your shooting privileges are done, sir.
Yep.
No, your life privileges are done. You're going to jail. Depending on how bad it gets. No, my wife's got a terrible horror story of a friend of hers from high school. Down.
I know a few.
Yeah, the twins, they were 5 years old, and their piece of shit dad came home and he concealed carried and he put the gun on the counter and one got a hold of it and shot the other one in the fucking head.
For real?
Yeah, one of the twins shot the other twin in the head.
Did the dad take any charges?
Yeah, he's in jail.
As he should be.
But the fucking kid is,
Yeah,
and then the mother is like, dude, how you recover from that shit?
There is none.
You know what I mean?
From no party involved.
And that's kind of stuff. That's kind of stuff.
But that's also why, from the standpoint of teaching them safety.
I want him to know how to operate a gun. So if it is in that situation, number one, to leave, but also number two, if God forbid you ever had it in your hand, not to point at anybody,
right.
Check the chamber, how to
That's what the BB gun's for. you have them treat the BB gun like it's like it's range etiquette, and they'll always know barrel down, finger off the trigger, don't do anything until you're ready to shoot. No issues happen if you do that.
See, I feel like country kids, like, they just naturally pick it up really fast because everybody's got guns. They're always around.
But the one thing I will say about that is I don't know if I like the trust issues that come from that. Because when everybody has a gun, you assume everybody's handling it properly. You don't have the ability to keep track of everybody's wherabouts to know.
There's a dude that I recently made acquaintances with. We went to the range there. He flagged me twice, man. I haven't been back to the range with that fucking dude, man.
For real?
Yeah, no. Like,
listen, every time I go to the range, especially if it's indoor, I keep 2 guns. One loaded on the side and one that I'm shooting. Because I don't trust anybody in here. And if one of y'all decides to turn a gun, I need something at the ready. No,
I'm not worried about somebody turning a gun and, like, being, like, Brody about shit. I'm just worried about the accidents, like, negligent discharge, and, like, you flagged me because you don't know how to fucking keep shit pointed down range.
Were you in indoor range?
No, it was outdoor range, and he's just, like, gets done, and he fucking just, like, turn,
That's
you know, like, damn it, what the fuck are you doing?
Outdoors are a lot harder to deal with a lot of people because, first off, you have to set your targets. I need everybody's guns down to walk down range to set my target.
Well, it was just the 2 of us on the range. He still flagged me.
That's wild.
It's just like, okay. Yeah,
was he a gun owner?
He has lots of guns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's just a wild guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that's one thing I don't play with. Gun safety. Shit. From a nigga that got shot. Yeah, play.
I was about to say, you probably have a different viewpoint.
Play if you want to, and if an accident happens, I'm going to whoop your motherfucking ass. You better hope you hit me and I go to the hospital, because I'm whooping your ass after this. I'm going to teach you to be safe. Because you ain't going to be if you ain't. There's a lot of people, I won't name names, Malk, that I'm worried about.
Goddamn, I was hoping to get some insight from the 2 of you, but apparently not.
With the big boys. Nah, Malk's good. Malk said one at the range, he just never shot his AR, and I'm one of those people that's like, I don't really want to be the first to take you because now I'm obligated to babysit you as well.
See, that's why I haven't gone. He doesn't want to take me.
I would trust you more.
I'll take you, man.
I would trust you more than I would trust.
I've had people trying to get me to do it for years.
Not interested.
It's, you know,
he's interested.
4 or 5 years ago, I would have said no, or even 5, 6, or 10 years ago, I would have said no. I mean, I'm interested. It's just one of those things. Like, I already have enough expensive hobbies.
It's an expensive hobby.
Rounds is about $1 a round.
Well, it depends on what you're shooting. You get the 22, you go plinking all day.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I think my next gun is going to be a 22 bolt, just because it's good in if everything goes to shit. Like if the country goes to shit, you know. You got rounds for days.
Yeah,
you can get small game like squirrels, birds.
You can get big game, man. It's what. Dude.
With a 22?
You tap somebody in the back of the head with a 22, they're fucking lights out.
Well, you're not killing a deer with a 22. You're going to have to track that bitch for a few miles before it lays down for you.
Plink him right in the fucking head. I'm kidding.
I mean, if you got it like that.
I mean, if you got it like that, but it's very unlikely.
If you got it like that. But
see, at that point, it's like, all right, that's... Might as well go crossbow at that point.
See, I would be thinking...
More challenging.
You know, no groceries in the stores. Easiest shit to get would be your squirrels, your shit like that. You can't shoot that with anything less than a 22 or you're ruining all the meat inside of it. My
grandpa used to shoot groundhogs in his farm field with a 30-30.
For real?
Fucking blew
that's what I was about to say. It's nothing left.
Well, he wasn't trying to eat him. He just wanted to stop fucking up his field. Hey, got the job done. That's why I went with the 308 because, like, you know what? When I do start going hunting, which will be probably this coming season, I want to drop it.
I
And
kind of
don't want
want
a
to go
question mark
hunting,
on whether or
but
not it's going to be fucking around.
I'm only going hunting if I'm eating the meat.
Yeah.
I'm not going hunting for the sport of it.
Dude, I just got a quote for a quarter cow for $2,000, man. And that's gone up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I'm really leaning hard on the heavy the hunting this season.
Right.
Yeah. Because with processing and tags and everything, go grab 3 or 4 whitetail.
Right.
That's.
What about storage, though? Do you have somewhere to
Yeah,
store?
big ass box freezer.
There you
Don't
go.
need a couple of them for 3-4 deer.
No, I mean, your average deer, like usable meat, you're only getting like 150 pounds off of it. I fed a quarter cow into one of
And
those
your
things before.
freezer's that big?
It's a big ass box freezer.
Okay.
I don't make them like that anymore. This one's like from the 80s.
I got one of these joints, and I'm thinking, like, I would need 3 of them bitches to fill up.
Nah, I know. The new ones suck.
They do.
This one, I don't know. Like, if I were to buy a new one now, I'd probably be dead in 5 years. This one, it's a Stanley from fucking, like,
82.
1989.
How many bodies do you have in it currently?
Only one.
So it must not be the
I'm working on it.
2000X
We're
model.
cooking
Any diamonds?
Dude,
Call back.
I ran out of lie, okay? I wanted to bury the fuck.
Keep them fresh. You won't smell them.
Yeah, I've gone the growing my own shit route.
That's
In
half the
terms of
battle. I'm
food.
trying to tell you.
You got the garden in the back?
Mm-hmm.
I saw you vegging some stuff out downstairs.
Mm-hmm. Right now, it's seasoning more than
Nah, but all
anything.
you gotta do is let me know if you try and hit the range. You know, I got all kinds of calibers.
You gonna have to teach me.
It's not hard. I
wanna
can
hit
teach you without shooting.
You want to hit the bow bits?
When? I was just there yesterday.
Whenever, man. I got a 357 and a 10 mil. I like taking up there from time to time.
I want a 357. I fell in love. This dude wanted to shoot my Glock, and he let me shoot his 357, and I felt like it was like pointing your finger, like wherever my pow, pow, pow. It was just so crisp. Like it was, the hole was right where
You wanted it to
man,
be.
everything. It was just, and I fell in love. But the only thing about a good 357 is you're not getting one for less than $899. You're gonna spend about $1,000 for a good 357.
I got mine right before COVID.
Did you? That might have been a little
700 for a Ruger.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Like I
Because
said,
when I got
expensive.
my judge, I was looking at one and it was $899.99, and
You're
I was
making
like,
me want to go get one of them judges now, you know, just for funsies.
man, it's a.
I'm gonna load it with birdshot.
That bitch can't. Somebody told me that the birdshot is like nearly ineffective. Like,
5 feet, and it's like,
I mean, you probably just have somebody like, ow, 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 ow.
what is that, Dave Chappelle thing? You gotta pepper him up.
Right. Ow, 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 ow. But he wouldn't be doing that. He might shoot back at you.
You hit him with another one.
Nah, I'm trying. I got them triple odds. You about to knock a chunk off your shoulder.
I get in this debate all the time in terms of home defense with my shotgun. I got a 12 gauge, and I keep birdshot in it. Why? Because the maximum range I'm shooting at anybody inside my house is 60 feet.
At the most.
Yeah. 60 feet to the back of my house to my front door.
At a shotgun, though.
And with a birdshot round at that range, even with
It's
a
good.
wide open
Yeah.
choke, they're fucking dead.
Yeah, but birdshot's cool out of a 12 gauge shotgun, but when you're shooting it out of a revolver,
Yeah, 410 is a little different.
it's like 100 people just shot you with a BB.
But
in
the
them.
rationale, like I'm
You know what I'm
saying, these
saying?
people like you got to have the buckshot, slug,
Right.
slug, you know that combo.
You know.
It's like, dude, you know how many fucking layers of drywall that's gonna go through? That's gonna go through your neighbor's house to the next one after that.
Right.
With birdshot, that is barely gonna go through the front door. Not even. That's the way
Right.
I think about home defense and that stuff because I got little kids running around now. Like I don't want to, inadvertently have double lock going through the fucking
Right.
wall hitting one of my kids.
Well, out of the judge, they say that a lot of times if you hit your target, it won't go much past the target anyway, so it doesn't go through other rooms.
Well, that's in a perfect world if I actually hit him, man. It's
Right.
dark and I'm panicked, I'm shooting at somebody coming
Trust
through
and
my
believe, if I catch you, it's going to be at the front door, so I'm not worried about anybody's room. I got a security door you got to get through before you get to my door. I'll hear you before you get through that security door, and I'll just be
as long as you're not
up,
passed out drunk.
Right there is that.
Are you always at the ready?
even when passed out drunk, there's certain sounds that
it'll snap you out of it.
Yeah.
All right. Fair
and
enough.
I've only drank twice in the past 3 months anyway. Well, 2 months. I stopped in October, and I drank in Minnesota, and I drank on New Year's.
There you go.
What does that say right there? Rita sparkling margarita.
And tonight. That's why I said 3 times.
Shout out to the Reeds.
3 times.
Cliff's drinking your drink.
I'm drinking sparkling water this evening.
Pairs well with the margarita.
You know? Little fizz action.
I've become a fan of those tipsy tabs, man. I don't even.
What are those?
Want. I'll show you one downstairs.
Yeah, okay, I need to know. I don't know nothing
Tipsy
about that.
tabs? I never heard of that.
It's just THC pill.
Oh yeah, I got some of the drops.
Yeah. Tincture.
You guys got to turn me on to the goods that the good dispenser.
See, this one I bought online and it's solid.
What is it, Delta 9?
I'll show you the package downstairs.
Okay.
I'm
leery of
not
anything you
good with
buy
this
online.
stuff. I hear you.
You know?
Oh my gosh.
I want.
You hit?
No, I pulled up Facebook.
Why are you pulling up Facebook while we on the air?
Right. I don't know why
I think
I
that's
did
the
it.
sign.
Yeah.
My people's son just got shot. That's crazy.
Oh, shit.
Sorry to hear that.
It's always something. Damn. God bless. I don't know, but I cracked the seal, boy.
You gotta go again?
Listen.
Well, that's probably a good place for us to wrap up. We're
yeah.
at 2 hours, so,
11,
a long one
make
for
a
us. Whoosh!
Wish at the end of this episode.
There you go. Wish made.
I wish for a happy and prosperous
You
2025.
heard me?
It's not starting out great.
I think that's the same wish.
God damn it. Fucking crazy people with trucks.
Man.
That's
It's interesting. People like the whole New Year's resolution and that kind of shit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good.
right.
And I know that's not necessarily like the best place to be is comfortable where you at, but
I got nothing that needs resolved right now.
right. I mean, yes, I would like to do more with this. I would like to do more with the podcast. I'd like to figure out, what I'm doing in terms of coaching, if I'm coaching anymore, if I'm just coaching the kiddo, whatever. But outside of that, like, I don't know, man. I spent the first 38 years of my life being goal-oriented. I don't really need it anymore.
Hey, you want to get something done, you don't need to wait till the first of the year to do it. Just start today.
Right.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Because there's New Year's resolutions, statistically speaking, they're done by the 10th.
No doubt. All right. Well, Matt, you got anything to take us out?
Oh my
I got nothing. Glad to be back. Glad to see you guys. Been a minute.
Likewise.
Hopefully we'll make it a lot
Get
sooner
a couple
till the next
couple
one.
more in.
Yes, sir.
All
I
right.
made 200, but that fucking one person off of that fucking 2,500. That's crazy.
He's not even paying.
He's not. You got anything for the people, Mr. Jennings?
Love everybody. Except for the Diamonds and the Morgans and the Rockefellers and the
Get him.
congressional leaders in office.
Tear the whole thing down. Goddamn.
Fuckers.
And with that, do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell them to troll. And with all that, episode 1 of season 6, 200th episode, is in the books. Peace out, fools.
Yep.